Alright, I'm going to do the quick little map review for Gully Wash. So first off, for our mid fights, we're going to be having everyone except for our dome man coming through here. The two scouts are going to jump up onto this little platform and then up around to here, which gives us good vision while we're jumping, which is going to be a general thing I want us to do for this mid fight. There's a lot of different like sneaky little passages on this map, so I think, especially me in particular, I want to do a better job of like keeping track of their players. If there's a roamer that's like missing, we should be aware of that. And obviously he might come through drop down, which we could trap with the stickies, or we could use that as an opportunity to push into them more aggressively because their soldier isn't with them. In general, we're going to be playing our side, which means, as I said, the scouts come up here. Nine's probably just going to come up here. He might be alone for this little bit of stretch, but that's not that big of a deal. We meet up with our demo man here, and then Soup's going to bomb off this and come land over here. If they have any players, if they have one or two players try to come up through here, that's great. We'll get some free easy picks, and that'll probably win us the mid. If they run their entire team, then Soup is going to be nuking them, and this is going to be a really fast, aggressive fight. I think we will have an advantage, though, because we have the soldier already ready to bomb in. More likely they're going to play their own side, in which case Soup isn't really going to hit anything, but we'll just take full control of our side. From here, we could try to get aggressive again, and have, like, Jacqueline maybe get under and do something like this onto them. You could do it from the other side, too. Whatever we want. Or Jacqueline could just play normally, maybe get on top of Nipple, be back here, whatever. And so again, after we get up to our side, we're going to make that right turn, and then we fight the mid this way. Yeah. We can take our time here if we need to, either way. It's a pretty normal mid fight. I just want us to, if we're going to have bombs or aggression, we need to coordinate that and make sure that we're having people charge across the point while the bombs are happening, because that's just free, easy meat shots, easy damage, because they are like 100% going to be looking up at the soldier, pretty much. So let's take advantage of that. Let's say we win the mid. They're going to be backing up into second, of course. We cap this with Malta and whatever. Roamer and Flank Scout over there. Main combo hanging out over here, sticks there. And then I'll be back here watching for drop down. From here, if we have ad and we feel like we might be able to catch them out, then this is going to be our push, just through big door, because if they try to escape through here, it's not going to happen, we're going to cut them off. They might try to run backwards and get stuck up in that corner. Basically, if they do anything except for go through river, and if they're not prepared enough to do that, then we will catch them out and we'll get lots of frags, and that'll be great. It's also a big doorway, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, there are a few maps that have an opportunity like this where the enemy team is trying to go that way for their last, and we can basically attack them almost from the exact same angle that they're trying to escape to. So that is a big advantage that we can utilize. However, if they're smart and they are playing with like a soldier up here and their combo up here ready to leave, then we're probably not going to catch them out if we go through lower. And there actually is a fairly good chance that we'll lose our Uber because we'll get forced. In which case, if we find that they are like a passive team that likes to be really safe about it, we could push through choke. If they're all the way back there, we can get in through choke so easily, and we can take all this ground. We're a little bit higher ground too. They're not directly above us, not as much pressure, and so we could take this without using. The only thing that I would be scared of would be like this soldier bomb up here. Yeah, that's pretty deadly. So we'll want nines to... You could hang back a little bit if you need to. If they're super passive, you might not really need to have the heals coming in right away. You could try and get some high ground, and of course use your surfs. And I think if we are doing this, we should definitely have me and Malta like close to nines ready to shoot that guy out, like pre-firing or pre-aiming at where that soldier is going to appear, because I don't really see anything else coming for us. And yeah, if you're a roamer, this wall is just heaven. So we should expect that if we go for that push. If we go for this push again, yeah, there'll probably be a soldier up above us shooting down. Might be good just to have one of our soldiers come up here and meet him. Hopefully you have a bigger overheal and just take him out. Even if you don't, it's fine. Okay, so then after we take second, hopefully, we're going to be climbing up this way and bringing our med through here. Unless there's no risk for a demo man sticking the door, either because he's dead or because he's not there. And if we also want to roll fast, we can go through Shatter. But by default, if that's not called, we should just be climbing. It's safer, it's easier. We're going to make our way into lobby then, either way. If we're taking our time or building or something, we're going to want to hang out here on the stairs. Have people on either end of the staircase watching stuff. Be careful of this right here. A soldier can be right here. This is still like part of the last point, you know, he's still safe. He can still escape easily. But he could also, that's weird, pop out into Rocket Medic from right here. So if you're standing here, you might feel pretty safe, but be aware that a soldier could appear right there at any moment, and he has some high ground on you, and that's kind of dangerous. So being back here is probably safer. Soldiers, you can just clear this by shooting a rocket at the floor, and you'll be able to hear with your hit sounds if there's a soldier there. The window here. Little hiding spot right here to be careful of. I think maybe you can put sticks like in this thing or something. This room is really tight. This door is really low. You could get killed in here, so you don't want to hang out in here a lot. It's not a great idea to be peeking this door. If we are going to be pushing through here, probably want to have someone clear the sticks, or we can just use the door. It's close enough to them anyway. And this is just like Drop City, this whole little tiny area. So when we do push through this door, let's just use through. And we'll be doing that when we have Uberad, because their combo is likely to be holding right around here. And if we use, we have a good chance of getting a lot of frags. Yeah, pretty simple stuff right there. If it's even, we're more likely to be pushing through river. We also, first off, we'll probably try the heavy pyro thing, because it's the strat that we want to use when it's even. We have them both try and sneak through here, hopefully unseen, I guess, but you might get spotted. But anyway, even if they see a heavy pyro, they'll know that we're doing something, but they won't know how to react to it, and that the knowledge that they have that there is a heavy isn't necessarily going to protect them from the heavy. And so they obviously come below and then pop up behind the point around when the Uber is fading, so that way in the post-fight they can unleash havoc onto our enemies. Also, during like pre-Uber preparations or when it's even, we want to be spotting their medic. If he's too far back, we can snipe him from down there. Otherwise, you could also try and snipe from launch pad. You can go through the pipes or maybe under them for a body shot on the medic. That can work. If you die, whatever. Oh, also, there's a hiding spot right here that we should be careful of. Yeah, push through river. Okay. Oh, and now, so if we don't have ad after the mid-fight, and instead it turns into a kind of stalemate, I've got a couple of sack plays I want us to try. Our first default sack, well, you could just do this. Oops, not that. You could just come flying in, land right by the medic, try to hit him with a rocket, and then try to follow up with the second one, or maybe just shoot him with the second one. And there's a fairly good chance that could force him. It also doesn't take very long to do, so you could easily just try that, get killed. No thanks. And then retry it. Yeah, this is amateur. Teams are not going to push us because we sacked one roamer in, so we just have to worry about dealing with their roamer, probably counter-sacking, and we can do that over and over again. So we should really take advantage of that. The more complex ideas that I have would be having Soup, not Jacqueline, coming in for a play that can either be a distraction or a sack in itself. And that's going to be going down here. Now, the easiest, safest thing you could do here is just hide right here. And already, that's going to make it so the enemy team is worrying now about 3 doorways instead of 2. They're going to be more likely to turn around here. From there, you could just have Jacqueline try and come in for this bomb, just based on them being more distracted. And then once Jacqueline comes, obviously they're going to be more distracted by that, and that gives Soup an easy way to make sure he escapes. If he thinks he's a little bit more confident and they're not watching this door very well, like maybe they know he's in there, but they're not doing what they should be doing, which is watching it, being here, taking heals while keeping track of that, then Soup could try and get up here and be really obnoxious with this door. Keep the door closing to protect himself while also just doing scary rockets. I don't think you can really get a medic from here. You kind of have to get all the way through the door and then like shoot the tiny thing, and then it's possible, but there's going to be a flank right here. So I don't think that's a great sack. I think it's better as a distraction. And then again, yeah, you're doing this, and be careful of stickies, don't die. And call that you're not going to die. You're just a distraction and you're going to survive. And then once Jacqueline comes in, that should be a great cover for you to easily escape with your life. So that way we're just losing one soldier, not both. Because I don't really like losing both soldiers. If we lose both, they're probably going to try and push us off that, and they might win. Honestly, I mean, some teams could be better off just trying to push off of the other team sacking in one roamer, because it can work. But it's sort of like the established meta that you don't push when that happens, which is why we can take advantage. So I like to take advantage of that by not sacking in both roamers, because then you know what's going to happen. Another thing you can do, you should probably call that Jacqueline does not bomb in this situation, because if you do this, you're going to probably die. I think. Yeah, probably die. But you go farther in. If someone follows you, you can try and 1v1 one person. If 2 or 3 people follow you, definitely you're going to want to be talking to us, and we're going to want to be pushing. If they have 3 people that are like, you know, past like this point, that are like this far in, we can just kill them. We have 5 people out there, they have 3. That's a pretty good play. You can even like take this pack and like try and play stuff in these small hallways, keep on retreating once you get too hurt, and just be difficult and annoying. If they don't have anyone follow you, or even still, again, tell us that you're probably going to be dying here, but you can try coming up here. And probably don't rocket jump, be quiet, and see if anyone comes up here to guard from you. Because you might be able to just get up here and, like, bomb onto the medic yourself. Yeah, if they're smart, and if we're playing and an enemy team does this to us, I probably want us to have someone hanging out around here, watching for them to see like when they come back. If they go all the way back to our last, they can hang out back there as long as they want. Yeah, but anyway, you can see them cross here if they're going for river, and then the soldier will come up here, and you can prevent this. But if they don't do that, if they don't know, they're just not paying attention, they don't realize that you could get to river from down there, then yeah, you could try it. It's worth a try. I mean, yeah, if you die, so what? And then, yeah, so if we're doing the distraction play where you're not dying, then we could have Jacqueline do the sack in, and then you live. Alternatively, instead of being a soldier bombing in, Jacqueline could be a sniper peeking. I think definitely if you're peeking through that door and you're doing a lot of damage, that medic's likely to back up this way and be looking at you. Great chance for a drop. Alternately, we could also have me go on spy. I think that could work pretty well too. We're holding mid, and we're sad. We are uber dis-sad right now. We'll probably have Soup just like hanging out on... No? Come on. Really? Thought you could step on those little bits. Standing up here. Contribute 1 or 2 rockets onto their combo as they enter, and then live. Scouts, similar deal. Spot them. I'll watch drop down. I guess I'll shoot a pistol shot at them and then we leave. We're scouts, we can't do that much there. But Jacqueline gets to be the star of the show here. You can hide up on top of here. Let's see if I can do this. You can kind of slide around, but you can stay up here for a while if you do it right. You just keep yourself up here. You will eventually slide down, but like they would have lost their ad if they wait that long and they don't know you're up here. So yeah, that works. You can hide an elbow. I think this is elbow, right? That's connector, I think. I keep forgetting that one. This is a great spot. You can easily come out and bomb people who are trying to come in through big door. Or you could just come out from there and hop onto these guys. Yeah, I mean, people talk a lot about this spot, which is definitely worth trying. But this spot is kind of known and it's checkable, whereas being underneath, they can't really see you. They might send someone through drop down if they're smart, but you can actually see them through this little crack, and it's unlikely they'll see you. So if they do, I guess at least you can 1v1 them and beat them. Maybe you could still go for the med after that. Probably not, but at least then you get a trade. Yeah, there's loads of spots. You can hide back here. It's pretty easy. Then come flying in. What else we got? We're holding second passively, as we discussed before. Oh, I guess if we're holding second passively and they are pushing into us from their last. So I guess we would be like over there, ready to leave, if we did want to leave, but usually our strat actually, if they end up having last, Uber on their last and we don't, is, as we've discussed before, we have like everyone stack up right here, and then we wait until they're going through river, hopefully, or even if they're going through shutter, and then we bum rush through here, kill whatever is supposed to be checking for hiders out here, because they're expecting to find, like, you know, maybe a flank scout who's hiding. They don't expect to find our combo. We rush in, we kill whatever is here, we all jump on the point, and that should be an easy cap. And that's, of course, our, like, consolation plan for, like, if we don't cap as we meant to in the first place. If we fail and we all die, at least we're all dying together, so they're probably going to get second and mid if we do that and fail, whereas if we just backed up, we could hold mid. Which means that we would be holding, like, you know, holding our second instead of holding mid, which is worse, but it's not that big of a deal. And I do think this will probably more often than not get us around, so a good counter bomb could just be to do this jump properly. Alright, we got this. Well, you get the idea. You can land like up here with this jump, and then hit their man with the fat rocket, be scary, get an Uber out of him, and of course, holding last. So I'm likely to put a sentry gun up here. I like this gun. You can whack it with your wrench pretty easily, and then you can move it up. Do be aware that there is no sentry gun that is safe that can watch the point completely. Maybe, I guess this one is the best sentry gun for watching the point, but most of the spots I'm going to put it aren't going to completely watch the point. So we do have to watch out for like a scout or something rushing up through here and like getting on the corner of the cap, especially if there's already cap time. That could be pretty annoying and sneaky. And then our combo is going to be playing over here, probably sticks on shutter, maybe a heavy over here. Soldiers, if you want to hit the easiest rocket of your life, get up here and just spam on people. I pretty much always do that if there's a fight happening here, unless the cap time is really high and you have to be the one to stop the cap. And for clearing as we leave last, I'm going to go through here, through secret, and then through left and out. Malta, similar deal, but go right. Make sure there's no one here. Oh, check this, by the way. They can hide up here. Our combo, which includes 6-row and potato, and of course 9s, go up through here. Peek on stairs, make sure there's no one right there, and watch out for sticks. And then Jacqueline is going to go through water. And then after you're in water, that leaves you in river, which is perfect because you can just check this on the way out. Probably also check stairs, make sure there's still no one there. And that should mean that we don't have to leave a roamer behind. If things get really chaotic, we might leave a roamer anyway, but I don't want us to do that by default. Oh, and for last, another thing we can try is having a pyro come out here, standing on this pipe, and from here you can do a good job of jumping down and stuffing the Uber. If you get low health, you can maybe drop back down here and like jump and stuff it. That's actually pretty good. I think you can do that. And then you can survive a lot longer to continue stuffing and being just be as annoying as possible, and don't be afraid to like just repeatedly air blast them, even if it's not about spacing. Even if they're already up against a wall, just keep air blasting them to like throw off their aim and just make their screen violently go up and down, because that's, you know, if they're like trying to shoot a sentry gun and they're just getting smashed by you, they can't ignore you. It just messes up everything they're trying to do. From up here, you could also like deny jumpers. I guess Jacqueline or maybe Malta, keep an eye on River and tell us if they're pushing this way, because there's a good chance their team might come through this way, and it's easy for us to just be like passive hanging out here and then have them come flying in through River without us expecting it, or maybe we'll only see them once they get to there. And we definitely want to know if they're coming up River, because that pirate would have to move, and in general we want to be ready for that. We want to have a sticky trap probably hanging out over here if we know they're setting up here. If they're not setting up here, then put the sticky trap over here. And yeah, Pyro is pretty effective on this last point. Pyro's new air blast knocks people back pretty far, maybe even too far in some situations, but it's something we could experiment with, especially if we're at disad. And make sure to get that Pyro up to a full overheal too, because they're going to be trying to kill him.